Alright everybody, welcome back to Game 2. In Game 1 we had Ricky taking a quick victory over Nick. He's got his Got the Tell and his Reuniclus up pretty quickly. And Nick didn't have too strong of a start, so he just got overpowered eventually. But now we're in Game 2, he's going first. And usually you're kind of scared if you're going first, or if you're going second with one basic against a TZPS deck, but Ricky just so happened to open with Reshiram. So, Reshiram has 130 hit points. Makes it pretty unlikely for it to get knocked out right away, and there's a Collector. So, Nick's got to be a little frustrated at this point, knowing he had an opportunity to win the game against a lone basic, going first, and now his opponent's played a Collector, and there goes his cheap win opportunity. So, now we're going to have to see how exactly the game plays out, because, Ricky has a Collector, but he's stuck with Reshiram active. It has a 2 retreat cost. You don't know what else is in his hand. But something we do know is that Nick, he played a double colorless, and he didn't play anything else from his hand. So that might mean he doesn't have a supporter, or maybe he had stuff he wanted to hold on to, and he just didn't want to play a Juniper quite yet. But in either case, looks like Ricky actually started with a double colorless in his hand. I'm not sure how many he runs, but it can't be more than 2, maybe 3 at the most. He started with 1, so he can retreat to Pichu. We're going to see a playground. So, once again, Nick's got to be kicking himself knowing, this was my chance, and, it's gone. I'm going to have to win a full game here. I'm going to have to just try to hope that Ricky runs out of steam, he doesn't set up completely. Just kind of hope that Ricky has a bad hand. So that's going to be the extent of the TZPS players' game plan at this point. Because what else can you do? This is a really bad matchup. Basically, all you're hoping to do is knock out your opponent before they set up. That's all there is to it. So we see Pichu does stay asleep, meaning Nick's going to have a catcher if he wants to knock out anything. And we get a little peek at his hand, and you don't see a whole lot, do you? Doesn't even look like he has an energy. It's all trainers. See a Pachirisu. It's just not looking good. There's not a whole lot that can be done here. So he's actually just going to have to pass. And, sorry about that. Just readjusting the camera so I can get a glimpse of the whole play area. You want to see everything that's going on. Ricky moved his discard pile away, so I just wanted to catch it. Alright, so now we have a Charon for 3, and already we're going to see a Duosion. And Nick's probably thinking, not this again. I just want to win a game, alright, Ricky? So, maybe Ricky's hand isn't too great. Charon's only 3 cards, you don't know what you're going to draw off of it. And it doesn't look like he's jumping in anything anytime soon. So, maybe he's just sitting on twins again, and if that's the case, then Ricky's going to be fine, because, once he Got the Tell going, that's going to be it. If he gets Got the Tell and Reuniclus, the game's pretty much over, unless there's some freak occurrence where, he just doesn't get any energy the whole game or something like that. And as we can see, Ricky actually hesitated on playing a Psychic. Why would he not play an energy there? Well, it's because he knows the thing that with energy is gonna get catchered. So he figures, well, might as well just keep the energy. Why would I just want to lose an energy for no reason? Until he gets Got the Tell out, anything that has energy is just gonna be bait for catcher. So what's the point? And as we can see, Nick just does not have a good hand. He played a dual ball for a Shaman, stared at his hand in disgust, and now he passes. So, what is his 3rd turn, I think, and all he's got is 1 energy on his field. I mean, it's a double colorless, but it's all he's got. 2 Zekrams, 2 Tornadus, and, he passed all 3 turns, With the TZPS, you're hoping to get, a first turn attacker. You want to use Hurricane or Bolt Strike right out the gate. But so far, he just hasn't had anything. He doesn't even have a supporter in his hand. So we're going to see Ricky play communication for that Gotharita. And, you know, his hand doesn't seem too strong either, but like I said, he might just be holding out a Twins. In that case, you know, he's going to explode once Nick takes a prize. And we see Nick finally drew a Lightning Energy, so he will be able to attack. So the dreaded turn 1 Tornadus Assault slowed down to a very, very pedestrian turn 4 Hurricane, which is not something you want against Gothitelle. And now we'll see if Ricky has Twins. We see Ketchered out the Gotharita, took the free prize. I think that was the right choice there. You know, you're that close to seeing a Gothitelle, might as well get rid of the Gotharita. And, you know, Ricky hasn't made a move quite yet, but there's a Twins. So, you know, Nick maybe would have been in decent shape if Ricky didn't have a Twins there, assuming he kept drawing in the catcher, because he could have just kept picking off the Gothitas with catcher and Hurricane over and over. But here looks like we're going to get a Twins, and if that's a rare candy and a Gothitelle, which it is, yeah, this is not what Nick wanted to see. This is exactly what Ricky wanted to see. He wants this setup. Now, his opponent can't play any trainers. His opponent is completely locked. You know, he can only Hurricane for 80 at a time at this point, or Bolt Strike for 120 at a time. And, you know, if Ricky doesn't get Reuniclus next turn, that could be a big deal. But I would assume he does have it, or have a twin, and there we go, there's a Twin. So, you know, at this point, Nick's probably accepted his fate. He realized it's all but over. You can see Ricky's so excited he actually wanted to play the Reuniclus right away, but he's like, oh, I get to take another card with Twins. So, takes another card with Twins, and obviously we saw one of those was Reuniclus, so we are going to see a game a lot like the first one, unfortunately. So this time around, Ricky actually puts a double colorless on the Gothitelle. So you can see he runs at least 2 because he retreated the first turn with it. And now he's going to do Mad Kinesis for 50. Next turn he can attach another Psychic, Mad Kinesis for 70, and a knockout. And the Gothitelle train's just going to keep rolling, I think. You know, he's got the Reuniclus out, he's got the Gothitelle out. It's looking ugly. You know, once that Gothitelle and the Reuniclus come out, there's not a whole lot TZPS decks can do. That's just the sad fact about it. It's a bad matchup. Unless you can get your opponent early on, there's not a whole lot just the attackers, Zekrom and Tornadus, can really do. You know, they're staring into a big magic room, and there's no way out. So we're going to see Ricky damage swap some damage over to Reshiram. Eventually we're going to see a Max Potion, I think. There's a Twins, so that's his 3rd Twins already. You know, I don't know how many of those he actually had in his hand, or if he drew any, or if he's actually been searching for them with Twins. But at any rate, he's been fairly fortunate to have access to everything so quickly. You know, oftentimes you're stuck with just a Twins, and then you can get rare candy Gothitelle, and your hand really stalls from there. But in this case, it looks like he just had access to everything at the right time. So here we're going to see he actually catches out the Zekrom. I don't think he really needed to do that, but, you know, he did anyway. So, catching it out, hitting it for 70 with Mad Kinesis. There's no way he can do anything with Outrage. It's just going to be a 90 damage Outrage. So, you know, it doesn't really matter what Ricky does at this point. As long as he keeps moving damage from his active to his bench and make sure Gothitelle doesn't get knocked on one hit, this game's pretty much in the bag. You can see he puts down a Zekrom in addition to his Reshiram. Plays a Max Potion to get rid of the damage on his Reshiram. And now, if Nick wasn't sure he's going to lose before, he's probably sure now. Because, you know, Ricky's got all these Max Potions, he's got Damage Swap, he's got Gothitelle, it's fully powered, And I remember Nick saying, well, once he gets 5 psychic energy on that Gothitelle, that's when I'm going to scoop. So, you know, Nick probably realized it's over at this point, but he's going to play it out. Maybe something happens. Maybe Ricky accidentally leaves some damage on his Gothitelle, and, you know, he can take advantage that way. But if things play out as they should, I don't see a way out for TZBust in this situation. You know, some players run silly cards like a Magby just to burn a Gothitelle in this situation, but I don't know if Nick runs that sort of thing. Even if he did, those cards don't always work, so it's looking ugly. I wish I could make this a lighter situation, but you're basically going to see one player get steamrolled and the other just you know, do the steamrolling, I guess. So we see a collector from Ricky that's just thin out his deck probably, and we're going to see pretty simple turns from Ricky. I think we're going to see him maybe playing energy and then announce Mad Kinesis, which will knock out his opponent's Pokemon. Oh, look at that. We have a 4th Psychic now, so Mad Kinesis is doing 110 damage. And oh, I just noticed, if you actually look on Nick's bench, we have a Thunderous. Don't see that very often. So we have a Tornadus, a Shaman, another Tornadus, a Zekrom, and a Thunderous. So, this deck's all about the legendary Pokemon. Alright, so sends up the Zekrom. What's he going to do from here, though? You know, there's already 4 Psychic on the Gothitelle. You know, he does have some fluke chance if Ricky accidentally uses Mad Kinesis for 110 instead of attaching another energy. You know, then he get outraged for 130, take the game. So something you gotta be aware of is how much the little things actually impact this matchup. You know, if you have one little damage counter in the wrong spot, you actually lose this matchup if you're playing Gothitelle. So you always have to pay attention to detail. And Ricky's a very good player. He understands this very well. Doesn't make many mistakes. So, you know, we're just going to see how this matchup usually plays out. Unless Gothitelle loses early on. This is really how this matchup goes, unfortunately. The trainer lock is just too much for TZPS to deal with. It maxes out at 120 damage. You just don't have many options once Magic Room enters the field, and we can see Ricky top decks the Psychic, plays it down, and we have a Mad Kinesis for 130. And yeah, now it's just a formality. We got Sharon. He's hoping to find something he doesn't even know he has. Let's see, maybe. Well, let's see. We got 7 energy. Oh, you know, if he played a Rotom, he can knock out that Gothitelle. You know, Plasma Arrow. It would do 140 damage right now. There's 7 energy. Most people don't play Rotom though. Just me. So, yeah, we just see. Nick finally scoops up his cards. This was pretty much over from, you know, the first turn that Ricky got a Gothitelle and a Reuniclus out. Pretty much over. So, as you can see, Gothitelle, Reuniclus, a very, very strong deck once it gets set up. You know, TZBS, strong deck as well. Really struggles with trainer lock though, and as we can see here, once it gets going, there's just not a whole lot you can do. So, thanks for watching. Sorry the games weren't more exciting, but this really should be educational on how this matchup goes and why Gothitelle is so strong. I just want to say thank you to both the players for allowing me to record the match and put it online. I appreciate that, and also thank you to Jimmy Ballard for allowing me to record this. He runs a nice store, Collect a Card and Comics. Go to shopccnc.com if you want to check that out. And he also runs some other stores in the Chicago area. I know he runs a place called Top Cut Comics. So, you know, he's got all this stuff around. So, check that out. Support Jimmy. He's been supporting the game for 10 years, 10 plus years. He's a former player who took second place at Worlds in 2006. and now he's devoting his time to judging. So someone who's really given back to the game. So I have a lot of respect for that, and we just need to support people like Jimmy because he's the one that's trying to expand the game and make it grow and bigger, better. Just pretty much what we're trying to do at the Top Cut. So, if you want to support Jimmy, I'd appreciate that because we've been friends for a long time, and I got nothing but good things to say about him. But on that note, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the videos, and we'll be back soon with some more. I did record some other Top Cut matches from Battle Roads over the weekend. I'll have some more videos up soon, but until then, I've been Puka. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.